Okay, North America versus EMEA. Once more we head into the ring that has echoed with the cries of anguish as long as esports has been a thing, Mox. Here we are on Hydra Base.
Oh, I see a Jeff.
Israel.
I see a Jeff on the side of Rad Esports.
Just for rollout though? Maybe they're going to do one of those...
Yeah, it is there on the side. Well, it's not there on the side of Sentinels. And no, it is. We are there.
All right, here comes the first soft dive, rolling on forward. Oh my goodness, they did not want to use the greens. It's so amazing. Off the back of the wing, Shurikens was forced to feel the power of the Psylocke. And now Trust Me has found the creamy innards, and boy, is he going to try and excavate with the dark depredations off the tentacles. Rajaro next up on the docket to try and allow the pain on over. The Guardian Shield, yes, it will keep Aramori around for about a second. She cosplays the doppelganger before falling in her own right, moving on over. It's going to be a last second stagger, I imagine, from Crimson.
Oh no.
Of a freeze.
No, that's so
unfortunate. And the damage might prove too much. Rad finally have all they need to roll on forward now. And it's going to be a Soul Resurgence kicking over that additional movement speed. Disengagement not really on the cards. You can't get away from the Sonic Katana. Thousand-folded steel cuts through the Sentinels as Rad will retake the point. Strange portal and bending the dimensions in order to try and find favor for Sentinels. It's going to be Rajaro moving on forward, gets the Carbon Crush exactly when it's needed, is potentially going to convert here onto Techie, but Aramori has been able to move on forward here, brings up their own invisible boundary. Soul Resurgence thereafter is going to be channeled by Crook as extra damage, and extra damage is delivered well by Melio. The Rage of Ultron is declared, but he's under so much pressure. Sentinels, they're nowhere near the point. Rad forced them away, and we go 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, Soul Resurgence. Sentinels didn't have any defense to go match with. Now they've got the Invis boundary. Can Kurova throw it up in time? But no! They already lose Aramori! And now Rad are up 1 defensive.
All right, attempt to try and keep everyone safe here. That's going to be a good Carbon Crush to stop Nectar from farming up after that ultimate that was laid down by Crimzo. Moving forward, Rad, they smell the blood in the water, and now they've kidnapped someone away. It was Techie who left
Invis boundary comes on through from Aramori, allowing Sentinels a window of opportunity because this is the last fight. They need to out-sustain their opponents, but that's easy said to done when Rad have triple strategies and Sentinels are running out of ultimates. Kurova has to use a second Invis boundary, but it's off the point, and Rad have the better sustain.
There's no help for Kurova. Crimzo falls as well. No one's there to touch. They can't get around the pillar in time. And Rad steal it out from under Sentinels. Again and again, they prioritize the objective, and Sentinels can't keep their feet on it. Techie going to be a little bit more lucky on the disengagement. Does force out for Regeneration Domain, which means it isn't available for Crimzo. Techie ate up all of those resources, and it's easy to carve through for Naga and Fate there out. Not going to be able to be taken away by the Feral Leap. Can at least just get the stun in place here. Rajaro not being very greedy when it comes to their usage of the bubble. Oh, frozen in place there. Nice play there from Fate. Next has already fallen down. Invisible boundary's been drawn on up to stop Ramis from being able to deliver too much off the back of the Rage of Ultron. And now a fully raged up Naga is looking for some victims. Multiple players are going to be dragged in by the mind control. The feminine wiles of Emma cannot be resisted by Sentinels, and they find themselves Melio. Unbelievable value straight off the gate from the Phoenix, and now getting super aggressive on the back of this inside of the invisible boundary. There's plenty of damage all outside of the invisible boundary. Invisible with a second one. Oh, they're all in onto that back line. A fantastic fall becomes a fantastic fail. Only Crimzo remains now, but how long can his health pool last? The invisible boundary. Trust Me just disengages. Waits for this one to finish. Might well be down to the second invisible boundary, but Kurova's still a little bit shy of this one. Ready to go forward with the Dancer of Butterflies, waiting for the rest of Rad to move on forward. Forced to disengage. Here it comes. The Dancer of Butterflies. So many players stacked on up. They democratize the damage, but Melio still manages to strike at the heart when it's needed. Pausing here and there to give time for Melio to set up on the off angle with the Dancer with Butterflies. Kurova is going to be all about the usage of this invisible boundary right here, but try to get away with only using the Regeneration Domains. They're broken on through. The Phoenix ult on top. That forces Kurova to use it, but remember that it's away from the cart for now. And the invisible boundary of Rad is better. It's down on the cart. They couldn't see where everyone was. And when the invisible boundary goes up, so too do the hopes and dreams of Sentinels go down. All right, on the other side, going to be double usage of The Eternal Bond for Rad, plenty of staying power. Nectar grabbed out of mid. That is uncanny. Unbelievable play there from Naga. And instantly going to be shot on down here by the Yancer Street Charge, shutting down all those movement abilities. Nectar has to raise themselves using that Cocoon Revival given over by the Adam. Soon to be gone. They're caught in the corner. This is where the Phoenix is just going to be able to do so much damage, and Crook's pumping it into magic missiles from the hideous staff of Asgard. Manages to rack on through. Crimson's going to be the next to fall. Ryan Mason's able to raise themselves as well off the back of the Cocoon Revival, but Corova can't stick around for too long. Opened up with it. Forces out the burst heal from Ryan Mason. Heads in towards the back. Still gets himself a stun. Clobbering time, I believe stuns 5 there. Huge from Crimzo. But Rad up all the staying power they need thanks to the Eternal Bond. Now it's Melee moving on forward. Guess what? It's Fate with a triple. Oh my goodness. The Dark Force claims them. Introduced to the Dark Dimension, and Fate is quite the welcoming host. Okay, big crunch coming through, but level 1, Crook, what were you doing to be in a position where the Emma could find you so early? Nectar's just been waiting. Nectar was feasting, but Trust was feasting even more. The Feast of the Abyss. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet, and well, Rad, they're digging in. Rolling on board, they want Aramori super bad, but Crimson delivers the embattled link to make sure that there's damage reduction. A quick clobbering time here, stuns everyone up, and Aramori's there with a follow-up. Nectar stays above, floats imperiously above it all. 2 players grabbed up here by Fate, should be easy to spit them out. Does not want to spit out Rajaro this time, and it's off the edge. No second chances, no resurrections.
Corova and Aramori both overlap ulti one fight, and Radno get an opening. Meliu gets entirely undefended Rage of Ultron!
Oh, and Corova's the first to be a victim of it. Up in the air hangs the Phoenix, but I'm afraid it might already be said and done. So many members of Sentinels have fallen down. 50 seconds remain. They have to call this one early as Trust Me gets corrosive pickup after corrosive pickup. Rad, they're doing everything in their power to try and make sure this backline just continually feels uncomfortable. But Aramori tries to rescue them. In comes its Chef. 2 players grab. Rajara needs to be left on the point at the moment. He's going to be able to potentially move over off to the side. He's going to try their best to get down to the crit box. And indeed they will. Level 1 Crook backs off. More members of Sentinels have fallen on down, but Nectar's still here with full charge and a dream. A freedom charge is declared by Rajaro. That's going to be a clobbering time going on to 2. Just move the Feast of the Abyss in towards the back. The Rage of Ultron from above. And boy, does he have a great shooting gallery to try and play with. It's Melio all the time. The Rage of Ultron. It's a siren song in the night. The overtime can't make it through. The body block is good. And Rad have done it. They've slain the #1 seed from North America.